Hi, this is Ellis with this month's Leading with Honor Coaching. Thank you for joining us. You know, the headlines caught my attention recently, and it was about Ernst & Young and what they had done and what had happened there. They've been fined $100 million for their people cheating on the ethics test that their certified public accountants needed to pass to be certified public accountants. And can you believe that? They're the ones that should be inspecting and guarding people's records to make sure they're done properly and ethical, and yet they were unethical in taking the test. They were cheating, and it was a good number of them. Well, they've been fined $100 million, but the point is that here were these people, good people, doing something they shouldn't have been doing. I know that sounds hard to believe, but the reality is we're all one step away. You know, in my 2016 book, Engage with Honor, Building a Culture of Courageous Accountability, I talked in chapter 1, story after story of how governors, mayors, senators, congressmen, military people, school teachers were all going to jail for having done unethical things. Well, they weren't evil people to start with, but we all have a little trace of evil, and it's easy to get over that line. So today I wanted to share with you a little bit about the role of courage in helping us guard our character and be the honorable people that we are. Now, a few years ago, we developed the honor code, and we made it so you could put it like a plaque on the wall. And then we put it in a circle, and it's a graphic, a one-pager. Well, there are 7 articles there, and the last one was courage. And then a couple of years ago, we saw that courage was so essential to all of the others of character and honor that we actually moved it to the middle so we could show it as being the centerpiece without which you cannot really be an honorable person. So courage is where we need to address today, and I hope that you will take this on every day as something you need to work on. I have to do that, and every day it's just part of my life. Well, the truth is that we have to face it. And my wife and I were having a conversation recently, and I told her of a situation where I had been very tempted and had to sit down and think it through to make sure I made the right decision because I was rationalizing a bit, and I wanted to make sure it was the right thing. But I was one step away, and I almost took that step, but I backed away and did the right thing. And she said, well, you know, the same thing happened to me last week. She's a counselor, and she said if I go 55 to 60 minutes, I can charge an hour for counseling and for the insurance companies. If it's 54 minutes, I can't. And I had one that was 54 minutes. And I came very close to putting down 55, but I said, no, that's not right. I put down 54 and took less money. So it's something we all got to face every day. So we're human beings, you know, and it goes way back, all the way to the beginning of time with Adam and Eve. And we see it every day in the headlines, in the paper. We hear about it in the news. Courage is the key to leading and living with honor. So let's look at 4 ways that might help us in that. First of all, courage helps us to believe in ourselves. When you have doubts and fears, you have greed and false pride, you are much more vulnerable to stepping over the line and doing something dishonorable. When being important and valuable and seen as somebody to everybody gets so important, then you start covering yourself up, you're in a problem. So believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. That will help you, and courage will help you do that. Second of all, you have a list of things that you believe in, whether it's the honor code or whatever your list is in your head. Go over it and stay committed to it. Commitment is essential to having honor, and it takes courage to be committed. And thirdly, you're going to have to really be willing to stand alone. When others around you are slipping over the cliff to do something dishonorable, like being with Ernst & Young or KPMG, which had problems, or some of the auto companies which have had problems, you're going to have to be willing to stand alone. Can you do that when others are going a certain direction off course? That's going to be tough, and courage is what it's going to take. And finally, do you have the courage to call up a friend or go down the hall and talk to a friend or your boss or a teammate and say, here's what I'm thinking about doing. Does this pass the smell test of being honorable? Does it have integrity and character? Does it really represent the person I want to be? Because my emotions right now are clouding it over. I'm so involved in it, I can't make a good, solid decision. I don't trust myself. Do you have the courage to do that and get feedback from others? That will really help you out. You know, there's a great book out called Courage, the Backbone of Leadership by my friend Gus Lee. I say he's my friend. I really don't know him, but I've read his book and I feel like I know him, and I've read a lot about him. He was an instructor at West Point at the academy there. But this great book gives a great visual example, because here's who I want to be an honorable person. But over here is how I actually perform under stress and duress when those situations come up. And in between is a river of fear. And in his photograph and pictures and graphics in that book, he shows this river of fear and a person swimming across with courage. With that picture in my head, it really helps me to think about courageously responding to cross that river of fear and be the person I want to be. Well, I hope you'll download the Honor Code, maybe even get this book, Engage with Honor, take a look at it. But whatever you do, work on your courage so that you can be the honorable person you want to be. Take care and God bless.